Hey, what's up? It's Damon from DamensCourses HQ, and I'm going to show you how to create your very own virtual world in this course. So, before we start, you're going to need two programs. They're called SmartFoxServer PRO and Adobe Flash CS5 or 6. It doesn't matter which one. But I'm going to show you the sites which you can use to get them. So for SmartFoxServer, go to smartfoxserver.com. Download and then hit SmartFoxServer Pro. Scroll down, you'll see a download section where you can pick the particular download you want according to your operating system. I'm using Windows, as you can see. I've already installed it here, but simply just go ahead and press download if you don't have it. And when you've downloaded it, go to your programs, SmartFoxServer Pro, and start SmartFoxServer. Now, as for Flash, they no longer provide a trial on Adobe's site, so you're going to have to go third party and find a downloader that suits you. I'll provide a link in the description. I don't have it at hand just yet, but I'll link you to the site where you can get the trials of CS5 and CS6. Anyway, SmartFoxServer is basically the server of what we'll be using. It's a server programmed by SmartFoxServer. We don't have to program it ourselves. It's already there, already made, ready for us to use. Their examples as well. They provide examples in their download here. As you can see, there's an example folder, and this contains ActionScript 2, ActionScript 3, all the way to Redbox and other things. But we're going to be using ActionScript 2 in Flash, and you can see there's loads of different examples that they've created for us. Basically, what an example is, it's a pre-made project using the SmartFoxServer, and it works and everything, and we can just build on top of that. And the closest to a virtual world that we have here is something called Avatar Chat. It's the fourth example, and it's just here ready for us to use. There's a few things we need to do before we start programming anything or building on top of it, or even using this example itself. It requires hooking up to the SmartFoxServer ActionScript API, otherwise it won't work. So I'll just show you how to do that. Some people get confused by what that means. All you have to do, File, Publish Settings, Flash, and ActionScript Settings, and you'll see this dialog comes up containing nothing at the moment, but we need to add to it a particular API. Find your SmartFoxServer installation folder and go to the just find it Flash API folder here, and you'll see different folders within that. We're going to want ActionScript 2, and once you press the ActionScript 2.0 folder, press OK and then accept. Now you just save it. Okay, so now we're ready to test the first time this version of Avatar Chat. We haven't changed anything. It's simply what they've prepared for us beforehand. So let's publish preview or control enter. It's the shortcut here. Publish preview. Flash. Sorry. Okay. So if that didn't work, that's because you didn't start SmartFoxServer. So remember, once you've installed it, to start it via SmartFoxServer 1.6.6, start SmartFoxServer. So you should see this now. If you don't, just ask. I'll look into it. But you should see this. But you'll find that you can't type anything in the username box. That's because the font that they use as body for this project is not embedded within this project just yet. So just click on any of them and press embed all and call the font that are basically the same as the font name that is already in the family box there, and just press OK. save your project and go in and preview it again. You find that you can now type a name, not very long name, it's restricted to a certain amount of characters, which is wise once you're creating your own virtual world to limit the amount of characters guests can log in with. So I'm just going to call myself Damon and log in. Okay, so this is the example which they prepared for us for this specific SmartFox version. And we can navigate through a room list, no visual anything here. Obviously it's not intended for that just yet, but we can add that later, such as rooms that we can explore. And there's a chat system, we can talk, and a world, and there's a user list on the side which displays the users in that specific room. And also you'll notice these brackets, they contain the amount of users in each room. And we know the living room is password protected. I don't know the password. We can find out later how to password restrict certain rooms, but I doubt we'll actually need to do that. Okay, so you probably don't want to sort of use this as your own virtual world just yet. Doesn't seem very cool, doesn't seem very fun. So we're just going to get rid of a load of all this user interface here. So just delete all of this, because what we're trying to do here is make a virtual world that's fun to play, and to be honest, this isn't very fun just yet. So I'm going to leave it like that. You can continue to customize whatever you want, such as the color of the chat button. Change that to, I don't know, green. We hover over it, change it to dark green. And you can continue to modify some of the things. I'll just change this here. It's grey, which is pretty boring, so we'll change that to a bright turquoise. So that seems good. Okay, so let's go in again. Okay, so we can see this is it looks a little bit better, doesn't it? Talk in our custom chat bar now. There's no annoying menus on the side and on the top, but there's still an issue you probably want to address. You can't move where those menus used to be, because the code restricts you from doing that. You can only move in this general square. Remember that little box we saw that we could move in? That's the only area we can actually move through, but we need to get rid of that so we can move wherever we want. So right click on this code block here, the third one, just under chat, and press actions. This box will come up. It might look a bit scary, don't worry about it. I'm going to break it down with you quickly. So this is just preparing the list on the side that used to be there. Obviously it's not there anymore, so it doesn't do anything. This changes some text boxes which we got rid of, and this is some configuration. Now this is basically what we want to change, is the area width which we can move sorry, and the area height. As you can see here, the comments explain what each one of these values do. So it's just these two ones here on line 22 and 23. One value is called area width, which is basically the width in which the player can move in, and the height in which the player can move in. Now obviously there's still some things on the game that we don't want people moving onto, such as a chat bar. So if you could imagine a player moving on top of the chat bar, it might get a bit hard and a bit confusing for you, especially if you're trying to make the game look professional. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to expand the width in which the player can walk or move to the entire screen. So we need to find out what the width of the stage is, what the width of this white area is, and it says it here, it's 780 by 490. So 780 bit at the start is the width. So this is 600 right now, so we can notice that it's cutting off a good amount of room which we can move because of that those menus we just removed. Let's just change that straight to 780. Now the area height is still it's still a bit limited. So we could guess that that's from about here to here, but we want to be able to move up here too. So let's expand that more. Let's say 360. Now keep going down until you find the on mouse down function here. That's basically when you click your mouse, this will happen down here, and we can find an if statement that basically tells us the confines which we can move, and the game will then process whether your requested position is within these confines. So let's see if we can move properly now. Yeah, so you can see I can move all around the sides. Still can't move up much, so we'll target that later, but we've pretty much nailed it. We can move a good amount of the screen, play around with each other. But right now there's only one room, but we'll come to that later. But we just want to make this virtual world easier to play. So when you chat or type a message, you don't usually press the button to send it, you want to press enter. So that's just a general easy way of talking on virtual worlds, and you'll find that this code does not support the enter key when you're talking. So we want to add that ability. So right on the top of the actions on this button, so you just right click the button, press actions here, and you'll find this little bit of code, 5 lines. On the first line you'll find on release. So you want to expand this by putting a comma, and we want to scroll down this box here and press enter. Save that. And we can try and use the enter key when we're talking. We can't use the enter key to log in here, so we'll add that in a minute. Hello, I'm going to press enter instead of pressing the button. Yes, it works. Okay. Now, what happens when you first go on a virtual world? Well, you usually see the name of the virtual world pop up on the login screen, and as you can see here, you don't want to call your virtual world SmartFoxServer. Probably want to change the way it looks quite a bit, and you obviously probably don't want that to come up. So just select these two elements here and just delete them. You can keep the status text, it helps. And as you saw before, we could not press the enter key to log in, so we're going to go straight to actions on that button too. Oh, sorry, it doesn't use code on the button itself. The code is in here. Let's just find it quickly. Just trying to see where the button is. Okay, it's over here. What I'm going to do here, I'm just going to copy that piece of text here on line 78, or you can just copy what I write here. So type on release, comma, just like before, key press enter, then type send login with the brackets. So let's just use the enter key when we're trying to log in. Worked, okay? So that makes it a little bit easier to use the game. Now I'm guessing you probably want to change the silver to something more playful. So double click on the background, which you saw, you can move it around, double click it, and then press the silver area. And you'll see in this fill area we can change the colour to whatever we want. I'm going to use green, but if you want to sort of have a special gradient going on, go to the palette. Instead of solid colour, we'll use radial colour. We'll start with a lighter green in the middle, and probably a darker one enclosing the lighter green. That looks kind of cool. Down here it's all the legal stuff for well, not really legal stuff, it's sort of just saying that they made this and that's their site. Just get rid of that because you're making it now. They provided this for us to change. As you can see, it looks a lot more us now. So let's log in and sort of experience what your game might be like. Now there's no logo, which is quite annoying, but I'm thinking right now the people in the game are just circles. You noticed? It's just a circle that changes colour randomly. We'll probably want to try and change the circle to something else. So to change the player which you're playing with, go to the library, GUI here, avatars, and then this movie clip here. Double click it, and you'll see all of the sort of the player area. Now you don't want to tamper with the code, just the visual stuff. There's the circles, there's all the different colours. But we're going to want to get rid of that, aren't we? Because it's a bit boring. We'll replace it with something more fun and exciting. So what kind of person or character do you want your virtual world to involve? I think I'm going to try a picture of a Toblerone bar, or the Toblerone company. It's right here. Resize it a bit. Expand the screen. So now we're all talking Toblerone mountains, which is a lot cooler, isn't it? Now I don't know about you, but I find this little text box down here quite annoying. I'm just going to get rid of it. The area where your name appears. Maybe I'll leave this part. Change it to a dark or an orange, which looks cool. Here's the name area where your name appears. Don't put anything in, just leave it empty. I'm gonna pick white, it'll blend better. Okay. Toblerone. Ignore that. I don't know why that came up. And you can see I'm a Toblerone, walking, talking, happy Toblerone mountain character. Now the next thing that annoys me here is the chat bubble. It's quite boring. It's not see-through, so if everyone was talking all at once, you wouldn't be able to see everyone's messages. So to help the game be a little better, we're going to make that transparent. So select both of the graphics in this chat bubble. So we just double click any movie clip we want to edit and select all of the background body. So this is all white. I'm going to change it from white to transparent 60 here. So you just go on here, select white, change this number here to 60 and then hit enter, or whatever you want, but I advise 60. Now the outline is a bit dull, it's just black, so I'm going to make that thicker, and I'm going to go ahead and give it see-through of 60. Like I've noticed down here there's a flick of line just interfering at the back there, so I'm going to lock these two layers and see if I can try and grab it and get it out. There we go. Save and now test. So that's a lot cooler, don't you think? Maybe the text is a bit small. So for shorter messages, we can just expand the text size. So we go into the text message area, and I don't know, 13 would do it. It's a bit bigger now, which is good. Anyway, you've successfully made a very simple virtual world, but to finish off this first basic tutorial on how to create one, we're going to add a logo, and we're going to add a room, kind of we can just draw it right here. So what do you think your room would be in your own virtual world? I don't know, maybe a building might be here. Could be whatever you want. Obviously this is just a demonstration of how the game could work. I'm not going to go ahead and design an amazing building here. I'm just going to create a very simple one quickly. You can figure out how to do this on your own. Flash is quite simple once you get the hang of it. You can create loads of cool custom things in it, including your own single player game, and using this we can create a really cool multiplayer world. Okay, so that's a box, but it's supposed to be a building. Maybe we could add a door. It's a grey building, it's quite boring. Let's remove the so it sort of separates it. Okay, that's pretty cool. I don't know, this could be the shop. We can't go in it yet. I'll show you how to do that some other time in a different course. But we're going to be building on top of this world all the time now. Okay, so what should we call it? I don't know, Toblerone Club, Toblerone Club, Toblerone Worlds, Toblerone multiplayer. Toblerone multiplayer, that'll do it. Bold. Make that yellow. It's really cheap, but it's cool to start out with. Toblerone multiplayer. My name is Damon. Welcome to the Toblerone game. Can't go in the shop, but I'll show you how to do that later. We can talk, hello. And other people can come along as well. So let's demonstrate how to sort of unite in the game. So this is what we've been working on. So when you open it, you'll probably find this box comes up, Adobe Flash Player Security. We're going to want to configure our settings on security. This should come up. You see this system here. What you want to do is press always allow, but if just in case that doesn't work, we're going to add a location, and we're going to make that your your SmartFox Pro install location. So that's here. Just find yours, open it. Oh no, hang on. Never mind. I don't know why that's not working. Yeah, just leave it. Don't touch it anymore. Just press always allow and close that. Let's see if it works now. Sorry. Go away. Should be parallels. Okay, it still doesn't work. Sorry, I pressed browse for files before. You want to press browse for folder. Let me change that. You know, I'll just press the SmartFox Pro thing. Okay, I don't know why it's still not working. Add location, browse for folder, my computer, local disk, select, 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 select. Okay, I had to do that. Target the file of the game. This is the path, or add location, browse the folder, and find your SmartFox installation, the examples, ActionScript 2, and then your game, and press the SWF file there. It's not that one, it's this one. Okay. close that. I don't know if you have to save anything. I don't think you do. Close it. So let's try again. Okay, it still won't work. Okay, you know what? It's never gonna let us, is it? I don't know why. Okay, won't work. You know what? Never mind. That we're gonna have to just give up there. But you know, you get the picture. You can log in on as many windows as you want, but we can't see that just because my system isn't allowing me to open that file on my local machine without being in Flash, which is extremely annoying, but there's nothing I can do about it simply because settings menu doesn't seem to have any effect. But that's it really. If you can get it working, you can explore the methods of more than one player in a certain place. You can see, say if I logged in on another box with a name Damon2, he'll appear. We'll see each other and we can watch each other move and talk. So that's pretty cool. But you know, I don't give up on creating this virtual world. If you couldn't do it, just watch the video again a few times maybe, or use some other tutorials, or ask me if you found something difficult and I'll try and help you. And that's simply our first setup of this Toblerone multiplayer game with SmartFoxServer PRO. I'm going to make another tutorial and try and expand, maybe even adding a moderator system, a kick and ban, a room, multi-room area, and dynamic room loading instead of like drawing it all the time, and a block, so players can only move around a certain area and can't go on top of buildings that we can right now, simply because we haven't added it. A more dynamic chat box. You know, this is always the same size. If you run out of space, it won't grow, it will just stay the size. We can make it so that it expands the chat area, and we can get more text in there and it won't look so big if we're just saying one word or something. And we can create a better character. Obviously this is a bit basic. You can always add a 3D Toblerone bar moving around, and later on even we could make a login system, a very basic one, and we can explore other ways to sort of add maybe even inventory with items that we can get. So you know, that's all coming up. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you wait for the next one, because I can't wait to build a cool virtual world on YouTube with you guys. I'm sorry that didn't work. I tried fixing it but it didn't work. Never mind, but you know, it works from what we can see already. So once you're done with this, don't get scared, just close it. Server's gone, and you'll notice once the server's down you can't connect. Okay, so that's it for now. I'll do the next tutorial soon. Thank you for